big dog?
What's going on?
Oh man, are we live? We're
I
live.
believe so.
I haven't done this in ages. And I gotta pre-apologize to you and everybody. I took a drink of whatever I have here beside me and it went down the wrong tube and I can't get right. I'm dying.
Oh man. Hey, at least you sound better than me. I got to apologize to everybody because I'm on my laptop. I'm moving into our new house, and I still got my regular trading setup at the other house. So it's I'm just on the laptop with the little monitor here.
Peasant.
I know, man.
Just kidding. So we picked a great day to come back.
Yeah, I know. Everybody's talking about.
Yeah,
all
all
kinds
right.
of
Let's
stuff.
just. Well, do you have charts? Do you have charts to show? Obviously, I don't.
Yeah,
If not,
I've got some trades. I've got some sick Photoshop trades to show everybody.
hell
I
yeah.
just got done photoshopping them actually.
I am currently working on some P&L via Excel. I'm
Awesome.
excited to share. But yeah, let's just. So we're not going to show any pictures, right? I don't think we have to. Prominent trader on Twitter, FinTwit world, was basically exposed, right? That's the word. I mean,
Yeah.
it is what it is. You and I have had conversations about this individual many times before. I don't know too many traders. Actually, I don't know any. Let me just rephrase this. I don't know any traders that consistently always have their execution marks on the tops and bottoms of candles, period. Trading is messy, sloppy shit. All of my charts look pretty horrible for the most part.
I mean, I have some good looking ones, but
Yeah, I mean, we
you know,
have some decent looking charts, but we never have the always top tick, the always bottom tick. Oh,
hey, and
but
Dylan, I appreciate you staying up late for us over there across the pond, man. Thank you.
yeah, man. We can sit here and poke fun, make fun, whatever. The one thing I would say, and that we've said from the beginning of this whole thing we're doing, is like 99% of what you see on FinTwit is complete BS. Like it's fake. Like either people are just flat out lying for sub money, or they're flat out lying for dopamine hits. That's a real thing. Like, in our guy didn't start selling anything until like recently. But he probably made some money off of the fake charts. But I also
Yeah.
think he's just the tip of the iceberg. Personally.
Yeah. What, like as far as people or for him?
People. Not yet. Him, I mean, I don't wish any ill will upon him. Like, I'm glad he can't take people's money fraudulently, but I really think he's the tip of the iceberg when it comes to like this BS on FinTwit, paid services, paid rooms. 99% of those are complete shit too. Like you and I were talking before we went live, like there's a whole group of these people on Twitter that just show Webull screenshots and trade Tesla or SPY or futures or options, especially like ODTE options, and just flash massive gains with no charts ever and just say, oh yeah, come here, pay me $100 a month, make all this money. Like it's just so it drives me insane because it's not even believable. But people
I know, man.
pay them all sorts of money. Like that one time I put a chart on Twitter using Microsoft Paint to put my arrows on there, and people were like, "Oh man, great trade." I was like, "Huh." No one really even to me it looked horrible, but whatever. It's all
Yeah, but we're pro photoshoppers though, man. Like,
yeah. Wait till you see my Excel P&L.
I know, man. I'm ready to see it. You better get the, I don't know, font right, maybe. So.
Yeah, the font, the background, the color, the size, the type, all that good stuff. But Yeah,
Uh,
we're gonna get into trades. Obviously, I haven't traded in forever. I do the same thing pretty much every year, like mid-November through mid-January. I take off kids, holidays, town travel, et cetera, et cetera. I will get back into it next week. Um, however,
hey, Lewis, thanks for tuning in, man.
yeah, appreciate you. My small cap trading will come back slowly. I'm just gonna be honest. Well, two reasons. A lot of people have asked about trade the pool. So many people, and I can't give anybody a good answer because I've never really given it the. Yeah, that's good. I haven't really given it the time of day. Every time I say I'm going to try it, I just go back to my main account and start trading my main account.
What's up, brother?
I do want to try to give it the time of the day, which I need to see if it's worth it. One, and two, like I just need to get back into small caps without using my own money, at least initially. And also in my main account, I am pretty deep into two positions. And I think I may have told you this a little bit. I don't really talk about the longer term or the swing stuff because I'm a little uncomfortable with that. If I tell somebody, oh, I'm buying this here and I'm going to hold it and then it doesn't work, they're going to be like, oh, you suck. So I just don't even talk about stuff like that. But the timing worked out perfectly. I knew I was going to take off some months. And I'm just going to kind of say I got lucky, but I got into NVIDIA and AMD pretty deep around mid-November. I think I got them November 15th or 16th. I didn't get a whole lot of NVIDIA for obvious reasons. It's trading at like 400 a share, 450. I think when I got it. I wish I got it at 400. AMD, though, I got in pretty deep. It's cheaper. And I got it at a pretty good spot. And it is creeping. I say creeping. It has some nice. The trend has been phenomenal. But it is creeping up on 165, which is coming up on like an all-time high. And if it can get through that level, I think it can really keep pushing. Anyway, all I'm saying is I'm not planning to cut these swings anytime soon so I can show some cool small cap charts. I'd rather have money in my pocket than small cap charts for Twitter. So that's kind of where I'm at. My plan was to cut these swings after Christmas, but the trend has just been like, no, don't cut. So that's where I'm at.
Hey, man. No, I know you've been telling me about that NVIDIA one for a while. So,
yeah, I took a big loss right before I took my break, and it was actually me cutting an NVIDIA short that I had been holding. And I think I lost like 6 or 7. Yeah, I lost like 6 or 7 on it, and that kind of sucked. But I cut the short, and then like 3 or 4 days later, I finally just bought them both, and we'll see how it turns out. But I'm not going to cut those until I have a reason to cut those. So small caps, I'm going to get back into it, but I'm also going to milk these swings because I'm not a swing or large cap trader. These are the best swings or large cap trades I've had in years. So Twitter can F off until those are done.
That's right, man. You're just gonna have to I don't know, man. You can just Photoshop them until then.
Yeah, I'll Photoshop. I am gonna try trade the pool in the meantime, and then I might open up. What's that one you said? There's no PDT.
Man, me and Jet, we were just talking about this. So I can't remember what it's called. It starts with a Z.
No, not that one, because I know you can't do U.S. customers with that one. You've used them before in the past.
Oh, CMEG.
CMEG.
Oh yeah, dude. I mean, I've still got a little bit of money in my CMEG, in my old.
I might throw 4,000 or 5,000 into CMEG, and just that way I can kind of get back into some, because they have DOS, right?
Yeah, dude. I've like I said, I've kept a CMEG account for a while because they've got they cleared through Velocity and a few other good clearing firms like for borrows and stuff like that. There's been just in 2023, I can remember several times where I wasn't able to get a borrow on Cobra for a few things and was actually able to borrow it through them. So that was cool. I mean, you pay a little more, but I mean, if I want to short something, like, I'm like, man,
yeah, I don't know. I might check it out. I'm just, most of my money in Cobra is tied up, and I don't ever use margin with small caps ever. ever. Well, I shouldn't say that. Obviously, when you're shorting, you're on margin, hence you're shorting. But I mean, I never dip into the actual extra buying power that they allocate. I don't ever do that. However, with these large cap trades that I'm doing, just because the way, you don't have to worry about a rug pull on a large cap, right? You don't have to worry about halts and all sorts of craziness that you do with small cap. So I'm using all of my leverage for these large caps.
Unless
I don't
it's
do that.
bank stock, right?
Yeah. Let's hopefully Nvidia doesn't have some. Yeah, I shouldn't even say these things because then who knows what'll happen. But anyway, that's where I'm at. So next week
right.
I'm gonna get back into small caps one way or the other. But, I mean, yeah, just to be transparent, most of my capital is tied up in those two things, and I had plans to cut it at the beginning of January into December. That's usually when the Santa rally kind of dies down. But it hasn't, and I have no reason to cut yet. When I have a reason to cut, I'll cut.
Damn right.
So that's where I'm at.
Well,
I did load the boat. Now I'm broke.
hey, that's okay. I'm always broke.
Well, I mean, I guess I don't have any realized gains on either one of those yet.
It'll be all right. It will be all right,
Gives me a couple more weeks to get my P&L doctored up when I close those swings.
You said get it doctored up?
Yeah, man. Make it, add a 0 or 2.
Yeah, dude. I was talking to Verma earlier and or just talking with him on Twitter, and he posted something and I was like, oh yeah.
So Ricky's a Lions fan. I got to touch on this real quick. He's a Lions fan. I'm a Lions fan. There's not a lot of Lions fans that are boisterous about our, dedication to the Lions because historically we don't have a lot to cheer for. However, we do this year. We're playoff bound. And then you got the Lions playing the Rams, right? Goff is our quarterback. Stafford is their quarterback. Not too long ago, that was flipped. Stafford was with the Lions. Goff was with the Rams. So, I've always had, I rooted for the Rams to win the Super Bowl because of Stafford. Like, I felt like, most people like Barry Sanders, Stafford, Calvin Johnson, a lot of these guys will go to the Lions and their career just dies, right? That's what we do. We kill careers. But I'm not rooting for Stafford. He's going to throw 2 picks.
Man, I've never been big into pro ball. Like, just because there's not a pro team in Alabama, but I like the Falcons, okay, and the Titans are all right, but I've just always been big into college ball.
Well, when your college team is the best team in all of college football, it makes it pretty easy, huh?
Dude, I've been an Alabama fan through the Mike Shula years, all of it. Like, through the bad times. I mean, but Saban came here in 2007 and it was our saving grace.
And now he's gone.
Yeah, I hate to see him go.
I know you got charts you can show. Obviously, I don't. That was my spiel on my swings. If anybody's curious of what price I have them at, I think I got it wrote down because I keep an eye on things. AMD around 118. I think it's around 140, maybe closer to 150 now. But that all-time high break, 165, that's what I'd love to see that. NVIDIA, I think I got that around 480, which sounds abysmal, and it was really high. I wish I could have said I got it lower, but it's still trending up nicely despite the high price. So that's where I am at.
Nothing wrong with that, man. Shit. Also, I'll show some of these Photoshop charts.
Hell yeah.
What we got? Here's one. I'll show this little loss first. There's some stuff that I just shouldn't have been trading this week.
Ooh, you know what? Before you show, keep it on the screen. One thing I would want to say too is I got a few DMs of people that were like, "Oh, very convenient that you didn't trade during some of the worst months ever," because people were getting blown out in November, December. But one thing I want to say to that is, you had a good November and December.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah, so those people that DM me that shit, I'm like, shut up. Just because you had a bad couple months doesn't mean I would have, A, and B, like, I know people, that had good months. Like, I know there were some landmines in November, December, and things like that, but shit, people were like, "Oh, you weren't trading, so conveniently you didn't lose anything." Well, whatever.
Oh man, Photoshop. Uh,
Ultimate,
I
probably.
don't. Yeah, what is the best one? I don't know.
Deluxe. Ultimate deluxe package.
Yeah, the Kingpin Ultimate Deluxe 1000.
He ain't doing
Yeah,
it right though. You're correct.
yeah, I think this was like a. I don't know if this one was like halted. It was like a halt resume or something, and it was going to be a paraplay for me. Uh, but I waited until like after. This is a couple days earlier in the week. There wasn't really anything happening that day, and yeah. Anyway, ended up losing on that one. And at the time, I was like, "Damn, this loss sucks," because then it tanked.
Yeah, but in hindsight,
Yeah, I always loved screenshotting them at the end of the day like this, because then you're like, this would have sucked. And a lot of the pairs did this week. Let me find another one.
you care about time of day for your pairs?
It's
No.
a good question. I mean,
If you don't, I mean, you know, I'm a little more specific with my time of days for everything I do, pairs and gappers and all of it. But you
I
know,
like them to. I'd rather it be before 1 o'clock. You know, but
like you'll hit
if
them though.
there's a,
You hit that one in the first half hour of the day. You'll do that.
I will. I mean, and that's another thing. It's like sometimes when they do that, when they just take off right out of the open, but it's more of like we were kind of talking about this in the room. By the way, if anybody that's tuned in, if y'all want to check our room out, just hit us up and we'll send you a link. We don't sell anything, and it's
Oh, but I'm gonna tell you though, if you come in that room and you start photoshopping some trades, I will find out.
oh yeah. Actually,
Dude, how
that's
does
the
anybody believe that shit? Blows my mind. Anyway, go ahead.
the funniest part, and I know we gotta talk about it a little more. Is there was a time in 2022, which I hadn't been like a Twitter trader for long. I really only got into posting the charts and stuff because I saw him and a few other guys posting charts on Twitter. And that was around the time, like right before I met you. I was in 2022. By March, I was up about 30,000 on the year. I'd already been trading probably I wasn't trading full time, but I was doing pretty good. You know, I was up like, I don't know, I was up close to 30,000 by March of 2022. Well, I ended up getting down within like another 2 months from that. I was down like 80 or 90,000. It was pretty bad, and I was having a really rough time, man. And I saw these charts from those guys, like, you know, this guy in particular, just perfect. And I was like, damn, man. I was hitting them up. I was like, man, like, y'all have a Discord room or whatever. I'd like to be a part of it. And they were like, yeah, so we've got this room and we voted on it, and you can't be a part of it. And I was like, oh man. And I'm thinking, damn it, man, like I'm in a drawdown. These guys know what the fuck they're doing. Apparently I only knew how to trade in 2020. You know, because like it was like 2019 was when I really got serious. So 2020 came, like hit me in the face like a ton of bricks. You know, I made a lot of money real quick, but then it was like I was losing it. So I was like, man, I guess I just don't know what I'm doing. Well, come to find out, I was really the only one that was actually trading.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I mean, I'll tell anybody, any new trader or struggling trader, I would still to this day, and people might disagree with me, and this is fine, but I would tell any of them to stay off of Twitter, because you don't know what's real and what's fake. And then you get caught up in that game. And I even saw somebody comment when this whole thing happened the last couple of days with this guy. One guy commented and was like, man, I tried to change my whole style based on what he was posting. Try to change his whole trading style, what he was trying to do based on what he saw somebody else doing, with no context of what they're doing. It's just a chart with a couple arrows, and they're trying to emulate that. because of Twitter. Like, Twitter is toxic if you're in drawdown, if you're new. It's just toxic. It's great for networking, and I know that. But
Sam, I'm with you.
yeah.
Craig, you have always been though, like ever since I've known you, you've always been like, dude, tell me you don't believe that shit. And you remember I'd be like, probably not, man. And then you'd be like, come on now. I mean, and you've been trading longer than all of us. So, I mean, that's just kind of the thing is like, just like the other guy, Archer.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, I mean, I was in the world a little bit, in the 2008 to 10 period and whatever, and that was before FinTwit was really a thing. And you would see guys' charts, and of course, small caps and all that wasn't a thing, but they just were never pretty. Most of what I saw in the 08 to 2011 period was a lot more scalping of large caps. Small cap market, I think, was very untapped, at least to me. But I mean, charts were always ugly. Candles were littered with execution markers all over them. There was never, people weren't hunting tops and catching bottoms. That just didn't happen. And then you get on FinTwit, and that's all you see. All you see. And I understand people are not posting their losses and their bad charts, and I totally get it, because if you do, like, people will attack you, right? Oh, you suck, you suck, you suck. And that can mess with your head, especially when you're new and you're younger and you're on FinTwit and you're trying to figure it out. Like, that can be detrimental. But it's just not real. It's just not real. So when I see guys posting shit like that, I'm just like, there's no way, man. It's just not possible. You might catch some tops and catch some bottoms. It'll happen, but that's not going to be the norm, and it's not something you should aim to do. Especially if, like us, we consider ourselves position traders. Like, yeah, we don't want to get blown out of our position, but we're not trying to catch the top. We're not trying to cover at the bottom. So Twitter can be toxic.
Sam, I'm guilty of doing that. Exactly what you said. I did have some of this guy's chart saved, and not proud of it now, but at one point I did believe it. But
and then he would say he was catching the tops because he was watching level 2, right?
Yeah.
And you and I talked about this today, I think, in our room. Like, level 2, especially in small caps. OTC, I used to live and die by level 2 because it was slow and it was very helpful. But like with small caps, yes, I use it, and yes, we look at it, but like, man, the amount of icebergs and bullshit that goes on in level 2 is just, I don't know how you could catch a top based on level 2. I've told you this before, and I've said this on our show, so I'm not afraid to say it. I use level 2 primarily for like color blocks. That was an old Gritani thing. It's still something I do now. But like when people are trying to like watch level 2 and time in sales, like the whole time, CG in our room said, he was like, yeah, I'd be watching level 2 and I'd see something on the tape and I'd be like, oh, this thing's about to the bottom's about to fall out. 2 seconds later, rips face. Like,
or the other way around. He was saying,
right,
yeah, it looked like it was super strong. He's saying, he'd be on the mic like, oh man, guys, this thing is about to rip. And then
yes,
huge. Hey, but what Sam just said is really a good point, man. Like, and I just like say, when I found Twitter, I told you I'd been trading for a few years before I found Twitter. Like, I'd already had some success before I ever like found this, niche, semi-niche group of small cap traders on Twitter. I had some success with like some things I had learned just from my own findings. Like, I think I'm like the only small cap trader that has RSI on his charts, and just a few little things like that. But the way I traded was not like, I've adapted my style a lot because of people I've seen, like shorts. I try to trade like the short sniper Shia on Twitter. That's pretty much the style of trading I'm trying to do. I mean, he's got a few setup. He has a few more setups than me, from what I can tell. I've never talked to him. Sent him a bunch of DMs, but he's never talked to me. But from what I understand, he has a few setups he trades. I say this all the time. I have 2 setups I trade, and I mean that's kind of what I've come to. But I think that if you were to get on Twitter and follow some good guys like that to get you an idea in the beginning, that would jumpstart your learning curve. But then not getting involved in all this shit like what we're talking about right now with the fake charts and stuff. If you can stay away from that, and then come back later when you're not so green, then, and by green I mean new, it would help. When
if you actually trade, it is super easy. I mean, not say super easy. In my mind, it's super easy. It's the wrong word to use. Once you get enough experience, you can definitely start picking out where the fake stuff lies, because you'll soon discover how hard it is to get sometimes executed on certain stocks on these fake breakouts with a wick, and even 1,000 shares is a challenge to get executed. But you see this guy always nailing it. I don't want to beat the dead horse, I guess, but I mean,
it's something. I mean,
yeah, he has been. Yeah, he might be one that's like real big on edge deterioration. There's guys out there that are big on edge deterioration.
Yeah, I mean, and we could get into that. Exactly. Yep. What's up, brother? What's up? Well, hey, here's something that is lower volume that triggered one of my scans that might deteriorate my edge for sharing, but I'm going to share it just because I spent so much time photoshopping it. So why not?
That's a pretty chart. This
Thanks, man.
Definitely photoshopped, but it's still pretty.
Thanks, man. It took me a long time to Photoshop it, but this is one of my better trades from the week. Yeah,
this has like your name on it. This is like Seller's Trade 101.
Yeah, but like when you talk about edge and like what I want my paraplays to look like, I mean, this is perfect. This is really low volume and just absolute. I mean, I didn't think it was going to be that.
This was a quick resolution.
Yeah, that's how I want my paraplays to be. And something I've realized lately, because there's been a few plays this week I did not post them on Twitter that were other low volume pairs like this. And I'm only sharing this one because I already posted it to Twitter. But I'm trying to get out. I used to hold these longer. I'd always hold some for end of day. But there is a lack of volume in the market on stuff like this. Like, I had a few plays this week, low volume pairs that I took that were wins, but dude, I'm getting executed it was so low volume that I'm moving the price up, and just covering a couple hundred shares, like towards the because I have hotkeys and stuff, and I'll cover shares that I'll cover just a small amount of shares at a time, cover a few hundred shares, but I'm hitting them and I'm moving the price up, just covering a couple hundred shares. I'm like, shit. I'm starting to get terrible fills on my covers or whatever. So I was like, if I'm going to trade.
No, that's something people don't talk about though with these low volume pairs, because you see a lot of charts on Twitter that hold for end of day, and that's fine. But even on certain day one gappers or these pairs, by end of day, if you have no real volume and you're trying to get covered end of day and then some fuckery happens after hours, you could get screwed.
Dude, and Dylan's saying that. Dude, I don't. It's not well sized. Like, I think I made like, I want to say I made like $1,300 on this trade, just since I posted some P&L today where I made like, I think I made like $1,700 or $1,800 on the day. It ended up being, I don't remember what it was after paying for borrows and stuff, but it was a pretty good day. That's a good day for me. And,
take that
dude,
anyway.
like, man, if you could make that every day, that's a great living. You ain't got to make $20,000, $30,000 in a day. Um,
Plus, most of those P&Ls you see with 20, 30K from these guys that look like they're 22 years old, like they ain't making
yeah,
income from trading. Their income is you subbing to them.
exactly, dude. I mean, and that's the thing is like most of my charts don't look this good, but when they do, I like to share them. I like to
No, I
share them
like what you
anyway.
said. Like that's your edge. I know edge is a word we throw around a lot, and people are. It's a heavily used word on Twitter. Like I know everybody defines it differently, but I don't know. We've talked about it a lot. Like edge for us, for me, edge is a combination of like my win rate on a setup, what your return is, your R, and your frequency of that setup showing up. Like those three things kind of help determine where my executions will go, and then all of that kind of formulates an edge cumulatively. Like there's no one specific thing that forms edge. Like somebody else, I forget who I was talking to, but somebody was like, "Oh, I ran all these statistics or what? Not statistics. Ran all these numbers in Spike Heat and trade ideas, and found that if this happens by this time, and yada 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 yada." Like that's great, but if that setup isn't something that resonates with you and you can't execute on, then it's completely worthless. Like you have to be able to like have the frequency, I mean, everything has to kind of line up. Like the frequency, the win rate, the R. Like if you have I don't know, a 50% win rate and you're only going, 0.5 for one, like you're not going to come out on top. So it all plays into it. But for you, I think a big part of your edge is like pattern recognition, and you damn sure ain't afraid to execute. You will smash those things every time they pop up. That's
Dude,
edge in itself right there.
Yeah, like my para scans, I know that they have a high win rate, and just the para plays. And we're talking about edge deterioration too. People will be like, "Oh, I wish you wouldn't post these charts. Like you're gonna ruin our edge." Man, there's not many people that can, on like a $3 or $4 stock, and it's just halt, either halts up or it's doing the para move that hits my scans, and they can slam that thing with 5,000 shares or whatever. Take that kind of position size, which some of y'all might be saying that's pussy size. Whatever, dude. You can make a few $1,000 in a day doing that. Like that's, you can make $1,500 really easily. Not easily, but if you
it doesn't take a lot of it doesn't take a huge position to make that kind of money. But what Thiz said is dead fucking accurate. Like you see these massive P&Ls, and look, I know we kind of drugged that one guy that was faking stuff, because he was claiming to be this full-time great trader and whatever. There is absolutely zero shame in not being a full-time trader, having a job doing trading on the side. Like you don't have to be a full-time trader and make 20K to do well with. Most people don't. Like me and you were talking, I don't know, 3 or 4 days ago, and I was telling you how my year ended. And on paper, if I tell somebody what I made on paper, like they're gonna be like, "Oh man, that's awesome." But realistically, after taxes, after expenses, and then you take the money you actually have, and you got to keep some in your account to have a bigger account. You want to pocket some, to spend on bills, food, family, whatever. Like it doesn't go as far as people think it can go either. But so I'm saying that to say, if you have a job and you're doing this on the side, there is nothing wrong with that. Like people think, "Oh, you're failing if you're not some full-time trader making 20K a day or a week or whatever." Like it's absolutely not the case.
Yeah, dude, I damn sure don't make that much money, and I'm doing all right. So
that's very true. The COVID markets did. I what I made in 2023 doesn't touch what I made in 2019, 2020, 2021. Just the way it is.
Yeah, I made like what I made in the whole year of 23 in like the first 3 months of 2020.
Yeah.
So
I guess that just goes to say, like, when the market's hot, step on the gas type of thing. But yeah, my year this year, I was profitable, but 2019 and 2020 were two of my best years ever. So to replicate those 2 years, like, is going to take an amazing market or me taking much bigger size on the current trades I'm taking, which, we'll get there. We'll see. Yeah, and you're pretty transparent with everything, your size, your P&L, everything, and you don't trade big size, but sometimes your P&L that you do show with the size you take is impressive as hell.
Oh yeah, dude. Me and him talk all the time, and we were just talking this morning about it. I mean, and I was telling him like just a
Dang.
year ago, I was trading not like a quarter of the size on the paras that I take now. And I mean, I'm just throwing around numbers here. I mean, if you I take a couple thousand shares on them, but it used to be a couple hundred. I
Yep.
mean, it just of the two, but I mean, I, I usually share with all my buddies and stuff like max dollar amount I'll take on position size and stuff like that. I ain't taking no $100,000 position size or nothing like that. And like I've had some good
No,
P&L
no,
days.
no.
Like
And you and I even talked too, like, even if we were millionaires, I'm not gonna load up some small cap trading account with multiple hundreds of thousands of dollars, like, you could lose your account just you could get ZJYL'd and lose your whole account to no fault of your own. So, any small
exactly.
cap trading account I'll ever have is never gonna be some exorbitant amount. I mean, you and I've talked about it before, somewhere between 30 and 50, I'm cool with that, like, the trade-off of because
That's what I trade with.
you have a 100K account, that's great, and you could take some big positions, and there's pros and cons, like, I get it, but I'm not comfortable with my current lifestyle to put that much money into an account, and I won't. OTC,
I
sometimes I
mean,
would
I, I
have a little
might
bit more money. Hmm,
I might like have my account a little bit bigger this year because like last year when I had like I had my best day ever last year, and it there during that day I ran out of buying power like a few times.
I remember
I mean, I
that.
was trading like eight
Hmm.
tickers.
Yeah, it really is, especially with small caps. Now, I understand if you're trading large caps, you might wanna have a bigger account because you need it to take size in something, but with small caps and how crazy they can be, I just don't know that I wanna have a $200,000 account trading those things. I agree with him 100%, 50K, sweet, yeah, because you can take nice position sizes and you can 10% of your account if you wanted to take 10. Anyway, I don't wanna go too deep, but anyway, yeah, 50K, good number,
Everything you just said is
spot
exactly.
on.
Um, and I was going to show. We might. Did you already show? This is Hunter
Oh,
from
I
our
didn't.
room, and he lives in town in my town too. And
Did you trade that?
he's probably got like the most. I did not trade that dude. He trades like
Oh, yes, yes, he
his
trades stuff
styles
that's
like
off
first
people's
red
radar.
days.
Mhm.
Yeah, dude, he's good, man. We need to have
He
him on the show
avoids the
one
hot
day.
chick, which I respect that.
Yeah, he's good. I love having a lot of like different style traders in our room, man. Like he's got he's badass with these first red days, and then Thiz will pop in and give like these huge piles of insight on like you know the way that he plans out these long sided trades and stuff too. I mean, it's cool. I like hearing from everybody because I used to trade on the
No,
long
I do
side
too. I
too.
like the differing, like, Mike posted something in the room today talking about he doesn't fool with, anything under 50%, and somebody was like, "What about 30?" And he was like, "Hell no, you shouldn't even ask that." And I'm like, hold up. I will
Oh yeah,
trade I'll trade a 30% gapper if certain criteria is met, but that's just different styles, and that's fine. Like, actually, if it's anyway, I don't wanna go too far into
I
the
love
setup
Mike,
maybe
man.
one of these days, but,
I've been
I'm
trading
cool
with
with a
Mike
30%
forever.
gapper if certain things are met, but that's just my style. I don't always like trading the hot chick either. I used to never, ever trade the number one gapper of the day, ever.
And
Like,
you can pretty much guarantee every day, unless it's high IO or has like cancer or something like a little red flags, like for me or you. Some of those the high IO I've taken. I just got that myself, but the cancer stuff I got from you. I used to short cancer news all the time, but you can pretty much guarantee I'm paying for the borrow, whatever it is. on that number one hot chick every day. You can, if it's a big hot chick one, you can pretty much guarantee I'm paying for it
Yeah, I will.
before the open.
I have been more recently in 2023. I started doing that more, almost sometimes out of necessity because of the lack of gappers. And I'm not real big. I've been vocal about it before. I'm not real big on like the subbies, the super cheap stuff, because after
I'm
trading
not
those for
either.
a couple months and looking at my statements and seeing how much I was paying in fees and borrows, it was brutal. However, Mike told me that now Cobra has a free route for like subbies where it helps with fees a lot, which could help, offset some of the costs. But damn, they were eating me up, man. I like a big chunk of my profit would go bye bye, or it would exacerbate the loss and make it bigger, and that sucked.
Yeah, I'll buy the beers. Hey, I mean, I'm saying I'll trade. I'm trading the big hot chick every day, but I mean, I'm losing on it too.
You win some, you lose some.
Hey, Dylan, man,
I
I know that it's late as hell there, so I appreciate you tuning in. We'll see you on what
Tuesday and Monday's holiday.
Yep, that's right. Isn't it Martin Luther King Day?
Yep.
That's right.
Well, you got more charts. We're creeping up on an hour. You got a couple more? I know you got more, right?
Yeah, I mean, there was I had that QSG pair that I was really good. I'm trying to see if I saved a few. I didn't save any of my charts from today, but I could show them if anybody was wondering what I traded. I made that little post, and who's that Alex on Twitter that'll be hating?
I don't know.
He's like, y'all are.
Jesus Christ. That guy's annoying. Oh, you got it.
Sorry, I keep clicking it and then you do it at the same time. AUV. No, I didn't.
Somebody in the room long that today, though.
Max, that guy.
He longed it.
Yeah, dude, he made like $7,000 on it. It's pretty sick.
Yeah, that Alex dude's weird.
I don't know who. Dude,
it's somebody we know. Guy? It's somebody we know. It's a burner account. It's somebody we know. Guarantee it. Still annoying. Somebody we know. Dude, when the whole thing happened with
it's gotta be
the guy a couple of days ago, like he tweeted nonstop about that whole thing. Like he was so excited.
He was, man. He loved that.
Yeah, kind of like that.
Really did.
Stock Archer guy. That's somebody we know. That's another good troll account. I'm convinced it is 100% a troll account.
It probably is, man. I mean,
well, he said he trades with Cobra, and then he shorted a stock with Cobra that was restricted.
It was RO. It was ROMA Roma, because the reason why it was funny to me is because me and Mike D, and that trades with us in our room, me and him were like, it was one of the only things that triggered on our Parascans that day. We were both trying to get borrows for it. I was like, damn, man, there's nothing. It won't let me borrow it. And he was like, yeah, same here. I can't get it. Well, then that dude posted that he shorted it. And I'm like,
that's the thing, man. Again, you can't believe all the whatever.
I mean, and I don't know, like he might have multiple brokers and hey, I know how that is. That's how it is all the time with me.
Appreciate you, brother.
Hey, thanks for tuning in, Thiz. Anyway, hey, have a good one. I'm trying to.
Thiz getting love.
Yeah, he is.
He's a good dude.
Yeah, I like Thiz. I was trying to find the two tickers I traded today. Here.
One of these days, I'll have charts to show again.
Well, anyway, I'll just tell you what it was. It was GMBL and
Oh, is that the one that faded hard? I kept tabs a little bit more this week on the tickers y'all were talking about, so I can try to get, I got to get back into it. But was that the one that faded hard?
Yeah, it was. And that's something that I guess we could kind of talk about with like knowing your edge or whatever. So this one, this is my kind of play. It was a para, and I sized in like super heavy on this one to make up for the fact that I was kind of late on it. And I did not hold it. If I would have faded, really big win. Just trying to.
Oh.
What'd you
That
say?
looks froze. Oh, there he is. You see what Sam put?
Oh yeah, dude, yeah. I did notice that, man. You looking good today.
Well, guys, I appreciate that, but I don't know if that's a compliment or not. It just shows I'm getting old. But yeah, two-ish months off, like that'll do you some good. Trading can be stressful. Like these guys that post, I traded 1 hour and I'm living the life in my Lambo. Like, fuck off, dude. Okay. I'm not saying, obviously I trade because,
bullshit.
it gives me time with my kids and family and whatever, even throughout the year. Like anytime they have a sporting thing or whatever, like I'm not going to miss that stuff. So there's freedom provided, but it can be stressful.
Yeah, it can.
I'm losing my hair. I wear a hat for a reason. You wear a hat because you like to wear a hat. You got a full head of hair. I'm losing my hair. I'm also old.
Oh man.
So there's that.
Well, I'm just rocking that right now. I need a haircut. I'll show this one last chart. I did not post this on Twitter, so that Alex guy, if he wants to come see it, I told him he could,
Top secret.
come
you know what?
check
Real
it
quick
out.
before you show this chart.
Yeah. What's up, Max?
Max.
Max is the one that made
Dude.
The badass long.
Yeah. So I'm impressed with your charts, and I'm gonna learn stuff from you. But holy shit, dude! Like I need your workout plan stat. Like I told you about a month ago, I started a new cycle. All right, I'm taking nothing crazy or illegal, but I'm trying to get back into where I was. And then I see him, and I'm like, I have a long way to go, like an infinity way to go. And shit, yeah, okay. Anyway, that's it. Go ahead, show your chart.
I'm sure Max knows about a cycle. And
Hey, I mean, I'm all for certain things. Like I'm not doing any sort of needles or anything like that. But I got some stuff, that like you can't get here. You gotta order it and have it sent and whatever,
I've
But
done
anyway.
the real deal. I used to do the real deal all the time. I mean, I was from the time I was like 20 till I was like 25, probably. And that's why I look so terrible now. Dude, yeah, I do
me
too,
too.
man.
Yeah.
I really do.
'Cause you'd
I'm
kick my ass in
trying
the
to
shape
work
real
out
quick.
more right now.
Well, I'll tell
be
you one
pretty
thing I've
strong.
seen, because I follow him on Twitter. I think I follow him on Twitter. I see his posts. I'm not positive. Either way, I see some of the food he posts, and that like gives me ideas too. Because I mean, you know how it is. If you work out, like you got to eat certain types of ways and yada yada. And I seen some of his meals and stuff. And I'm like, okay, great idea. Anyway, all right, yeah, chart. Show your charts. We're creeping on an hour. Sorry.
All
I'm
right,
going on
yeah, and
tangent.
I'm just going to show this. And honestly, I have been like, what could this kind of stuff? Ricky.
Looking 5 years
Yeah,
younger. I
this-
guess it's working.
This might look like I chased this trade, because it was a pretty good gain off of it. But only reason I was confident going in this heavy and then covering that quick, well, for one, because I did not want to get caught in any of this kind of stuff, low volume. Which, I mean, in hindsight, if I would have held this would have been like like a $4,000 trade, so that would have been sick.
Yeah, if you could have got out because that volume was deader than dead.
Exactly. But I was totally confident to slam all into this thing.
To me, that's not bad. I don't think it's bad. I mean, I'm sitting here looking at. I know it's all hindsight, but like you entered after the big volume bars were crossed. You entered after VWAP was crossed. Like, so the big volume bar is gone, VWAP gone. You entered in. Like, to me, that's, I don't know. Looks like a safe entry.
Dude, I know that's Mike. Yeah,
Edge
that's
deterioration, brother. Edge deterioration.
That's Mike saying that shit. He's
Mike, I was talking about you about 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, man. When we were talking about that too, I don't think people can execute. But yeah, I mean, this is a pretty good trade. I mean, y'all saw the P&L I posted. I mean, this is like a $2,000 trade. But I had lost on the other one, the whatever the 30-cent one was.
B-cell, is that what it was?
No, it was C something.
I seen y'all throwing tickers around. I don't know what it was.
Yeah, I knew I didn't need to be trading it at that where it was. It just that's another thing I feel like with my edge is on something like this. I can that was it. CRGE and Mike won on it. Yeah. Hey, dude, Max, I'm glad that you came along, man. Because he's a hoot in the room, talking and stuff.
Yeah, and I thought he had a killer long trade. I might learn how to long something.
Dude, he has some sick long trades, and I remember seeing him hold a long on something. I don't remember what it was, but it was like a $20-something thousand trade a couple months ago. But I mean, a lot of my trades look like this, man. I'll be slamming into lows and stuff like that. Hey, what's going on, man? Thanks for tuning in. But yeah, I'm just showing this. I wanted to hit this earlier when it hit my scans, but I don't remember why it was that I missed it when it did. Yep,
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, these things are fast, man. Oh, I remember that. I do remember that ticker. I remember seeing that.
But my edge, for one thing, to me, is like being able to see these, like I'm trying to say, most of the time, I can tell when it's going to be a good one. When you know what I mean?
Screen time, man. Yes, that's screen time.
I mean, I say I can tell. I don't want to speak in absolutes, but
you can tell when you might have an edge for it to be a good trade.
Yeah, but I mean, even sometimes if they hit my scanner and it's valid with like the volume levels and things that I use, I'll still take it, even if I don't love the way it looks. But me and Mike talk about this in the room all the time. We'll be like, whatever's triggering, because me and him use the same scans pretty much. And I'll be like, dude, it doesn't have that look, though. He'll be like, yeah, you're right.
But I think that's where the whole edge thing we talked about comes into play, right? Like, frequency is part of edge. Some guys only trade a few tickers that look real good. Some guys hit everything that pops on their scanner because they need that frequency for their edge to play out a certain type of way. So, it's just different ways to do it. I went through a stage like March through, or no, whenever the bank thing happened. I mean, there were days I was trading 15 tickers because of the craziness. It's not common for me though. But anyway, I think edge it goes both ways, knowing what to trade and what not to trade. Do what?
Those 5 fig days.
The bank stuff was, I mean, those couple months made a big chunk of my year.
Hey, I mean, I wish I knew how to trade them better. That's part of my edge. We're talking about edge. I know what I'm not good at too. I don't think I'm some badass either. I mean, I don't make just crazy money, but I know what I like and what I'm pretty good at. But
No, yeah,
I
you do
also
100%.
I
Yep.
try not to try to stay away from.
No,
There's
you
a
try to
couple of
stay in
tickers
your
this week.
lane.
Yeah, there's a cut like stuff over a bit like. Well, I'm not even going to get into it too much, but like there was a couple of tickers this week that I shorted on the same day. They had over $1 billion market cap on both of them. I knew
Mm.
it wasn't going to be good, and I didn't even look at the market cap when I first got into them, and that was a mistake. But anyway,
Yep,
I mean, there's
FRC
edge and stuff like
was
that.
oh, yeah, for sure, knowing what not to trade. Yeah, FRC and SIVB, and there was one more, and I feel like it started with a W. There was 3 that I really,
Oh
made
yeah,
the bulk of it.
WAL wasn't that it?
Yes, WAL, FRC, SIVB, and then when all that was going on, I was also shorting, Bank of America, all the big banks, every bank stock I could get my hands on, I was all of them. Wells
And I was
Fargo,
scared.
Bank of America, everything. Anyway, we're at an hour. Your beer's about empty. My water is about empty because I'm trying to, cleanse. I'm gonna get there. Don't worry. Max is gonna get me right.
Maybe I need to do that too. Yeah, Max, you got to whip my ass in shape.
I'm trying to get.
I've been working
out.
I got all my workout equipment outside down here in the basement of our new house, so I've been trying to do a little bit.
We're at an hour. I didn't think our first one back would go this long.
Yeah, I didn't either, man. And I'm glad see everybody tuning in and stuff.
Yeah, 100. I didn't hold it from 100 to 10, but I got a pretty decent chunk of some of those.
Which one on SIVB?
I think SIVB was my best of the bunch. I don't know exactly where I shorted and where I covered and all that. I don't remember, but it was the one where I shorted a pretty decent chunk in pre-market, and then I added to it, and then it halted down like 4 times after open. It was wild. I was trying to hold off. Yeah, I seen you sold. It's what they call paper hands, Mike. Shame on you. I'm kidding. I don't hold shit either. It's pretty rare that I swing.
Oh, dude, I don't like swinging.
I like to sleep in. I don't like to wake up at 3 a.m. to see I'm getting squeezed out of a position, and that sucks. Hopefully,
I think he was long though.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. All right. We're at an hour. You good?
Oh, I'm good, man. Hey, thank you everybody for tuning in, and anybody that isn't in our room, like I've said, just holler at us if you want to be a part of it. It's totally free, and as you can see, a couple of cool guys from the comments, not us.
Yeah, we're semi-cool, but there's some good traders in there, though. But anyway, appreciate y'all. We're going to get back on this Friday thing, hopefully going forward. And one of these days, sellers, we're going to do a futures thing with you and futures. You're like killing futures lately.
The past week or so, I did okay. Not as good, but I've got a pretty solid strategy that's working good. I'd like to go over.
We got to talk about that.
For anybody that's interested.
The barrier to entry for futures is low, man. Like, so many people can get into that.
And part of the reason why I don't share a lot about it on Twitter or anything is just because people will be like, "Oh, why are you trading futures or whatever?" But dude, I trade small caps and futures every day. If you can come up with a good strat, I mean, I made money on futures this year, 100%. I'm about to pay taxes on it. Like,
yeah, I mean, it's nothing wrong with trading both. I can guarantee you, the second I start trading TTP or whatever, people can be like, "Oh, you blew up." Like, no, I didn't blow up. I just don't have any buying power because I'm balls deep into AMD, Nvidia, and I got a little bit of Microsoft, but not a lot. That's pretty moot. But anyway, ooh, I don't have one. You have an invite link real quick we cut out?
Yeah, let's see here. I don't have Discord on my laptop. So I've got it on my phone.
No, I can hold on.
One
I can get
second.
one. I can get one. I'll get you one. I
All
don't
right.
ever have Discord up while we're doing this because I don't know if it beeps while we're talking. It might not.
Well, I
Invite
mean, I see you
people.
on Twitter. I could just send it from my phone on there.
I think
I
I
have
just
it
put one in the
downloaded.
comment.
Oh, there it
It's
is.
in the comment. If you don't get it before we log off, that's fine. You can go back and get it, but it's there. You can get it. You can get it after. Bet. Cool.
Absolutely, man. Glad to have you.
All right. Next Friday, we're going to keep doing this. Fridays going forward. Eventually, we'll do some future stuff because you're killing futures and we have to do that. But until
Yeah,
next
man.
time.
I'd like to dig into the futures a little bit. You know, if anybody's
Yeah, because I
interested.
want to learn how to do futures. I'm ignorant when it comes to futures. If I can make more money on the side with futures, then yes.
If you
Yeah.
if you can be diligent with a semi-strict strategy, you can make like what I made today in small caps in like 10 minutes in futures.
Huge money in
mean,
futures.
Yeah, but the problem is being diligent enough to be like, all right, I'm only going to come in for this. I'm going to do, and it's just my strat. You know, you can have
Right.
your own. I'm only going to trade it if it does this. I know what size I'm going to take. Yada yada yada. Copied accounts like with Apex or something. Yeah. So that's how it is.
Amen. All right. We're out. We're over an hour. I'm going to go eat. Healthy
Yeah,
food.
we're about to go somewhere. I don't know where they want to
Mexican.
go, but
We're going to eat Mexican.
probably that's probably what we're going to do. There's a
All right.
Mexican place by our new house, so you know.
Bet. All right. Well, appreciate y'all. We were gone a long time, so appreciate y'all checking us out. And we'll be back next Friday. And I'm sure I'll holler at you this weekend.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
All right. Peace.
Later, y'all. Peace.